Where's it going to be?
It's going to be in Kingston, Tennessee.
In
One, two.
Mic check, Greg.
1, 2, 3. Anybody get a little, what do we camera here? Thank you.
Oh, an iPad.
Mic check. Paul just stepped out. Mic check, Tanisha.
Mic check, mic check, check.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. The Grundy County School Board meeting had a packed agenda tonight. Among the items, school board members gave an update on the search for a new football coach and also discussed using a superintendent evaluation tool.
However, the highlight of the meeting was the selection of a new board chairperson. Channel 3's Tanisha Cordell was at that meeting. Tanisha, tell us who was chosen to take on a new role.
Voted chairwoman tonight. Former chairman Robert Foster resigned about 3 weeks ago. He says it was because of the growing animosity between his fellow board members and Superintendent Jesse Kinsey. Now, a few board members were not at tonight's meeting, but the board carried on with agenda items, including hiring a new head football coach. Kinsey says 26 people have applied for the job. Many of them are eligible to teach, which is what many of the board members want. Kinsey says she's ready to start interviewing them, but says the board has not decided on a salary to offer. Former coach Casey Tate was on an incentive plan, earning about $12,000 for coaching.
If we bring a coach on board mid-school year, we got to be able to pay him, and the current supplement was for the previous football season. So there's going to be a budget amendment associated with the change. It's just you don't really know what that is until you size it up and negotiate that pay.
The board agreed to have Kinsey narrow the applicants down to 3 and present those names to the board. She says she hopes to hire someone by January. The board plans to talk more about the salary at their next meeting. And regarding a superintendent evaluation tool, Lusk says the board is behind on the process. They decided to table the issue until February. Live in the studio, Tanisha Cordell, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Tanisha, thank you. Signal Mountain School Board and community members also met tonight to talk more about their plans and whether to break away from the Hamilton County school system. 3 superintendents from 3 of the Memphis area municipal school districts were at the meeting to share their perspectives on separating from, in their case, the Shelby County school system back in 2013. They also talked about how they operate as a municipal school district. We've been following this story since the beginning. To learn more, head to WRCBTV.com.
Charges of failure to report child abuse have been dropped against a North Georgia teacher. Northwest Whitfield High School coach Lamar Cofield was arrested in October after a party at which a female high school student was allegedly raped. District Attorney Bert Poston said under Georgia state law, the incident would have to have had occurred on school property for the teacher to be required to report. Poston told us he considers this to be a loophole the state legislature should fix.
The Walker County Sheriff's Office arrested a man following a police chase this afternoon that left 4 schools locked down. Deputies say Sharik Smith ran away during a traffic stop and assaulted officers. The officers have minor bruises, we're told. Rossville Middle and Elementary School and Ridgeland High and Stone Creek Elementary were all locked down while the chase took place. Smith was caught just after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Students were able to board buses to get home. He was charged with obstruction. He's being held in the Walker County Jail.
In a developing story, a person was hit on North Moore Road this afternoon about 3:45. You're looking at a picture sent in by a Channel 3 viewer. It's unclear the age of the person who was hit, and a condition is not known at this time. We do know the person was taken to a local hospital. Details are limited, but stay with us. As we learn more, we'll pass it along to you. Several animals were killed in a barn fire at the Little Ponderosa Zoo today in Clinton, Tennessee. Officials say it started in the back of the main barn, which houses about 200 animals. Firefighters confined the damage to one barn. Officials think 75% of the animals made it out alive. Investigators are working to determine the cause. It is believed to be accidental.
A Soddy-Daisy woman is charged with arson in connection to two fires at her home that happened in October. Police say 56-year-old Jacqueline England set two fires at her home on October 6th before calling for help. She told fire investigators she was cooking when fire broke out and that she had locked her keys inside the home when she ran outside. However, investigators determined that her story did not match evidence they found. England was taken to Valley Hospital for treatment. She's due in court on January 2nd.
Crews are cleaning up a mess at the Humane Society's thrift store. An SUV slammed into the business yesterday, trapping the driver. We're told she backed out of the Baskin-Robbins across Highway 58, crossed 6 lanes of traffic in reverse before crashing into the building. Chattanooga firefighters had to pull the driver out of the car. She is expected to be okay. Almost everything in the building will have to be replaced. Bob Citrullo with HES says they will take a financial hit, but they are happy no one was in the store at the time.
The holiday season is a big point where we generate more revenue that obviously comes to our total for the year, and so it's going to hurt. We're going to feel this, yes. But again, we're just happy, number one, no one was hurt.
The Humane Society will continue to take donations. They are especially looking for any furniture folks are willing to donate. They're also looking into ways to continue selling items.
The Catoosa County Sheriff's Office needs your help identifying who they say is a car thief here. They say this man was caught on surveillance camera breaking into the office of a used car lot on Dietz Road in Catoosa County just before 8 o'clock yesterday morning. They say the man ended up stealing a silver 2006 Toyota Scion TC, similar to the one at the bottom of your screen. They also say that he stole several sets of keys to other vehicles on the lot. If you have any information, please call the Catoosa County Sheriff's Office.
The Murray County Sheriff's Office is warning residents about a scam. The Sheriff's Office says several people have received calls from someone pretending to be a sergeant for the Murray County Sheriff's Office, telling them they have warrants out for their arrest and would purge the warrants in exchange for money. The Sheriff's Office says this is a scam. If it happens to you, call the Murray County Sheriff's Office. Colder temperatures. Are you ready for them?
I guess it's inevitable.
I know, we can't do anything about it, but other things may happen as well in the meantime.
Paul Bears is standing by at the Storm Alert Center. Paul, the question, are the kiddies at the bus stop going to need the raincoat in the morning, or does it happen later in the day?
No, they're going to there's going to be a few showers in the morning, but they're definitely going to need it later in the day too. Showers will be moving in at 7, but not that heavy. They'll be a lot heavier at 3 o'clock, could be even a little bit of thunderstorm activity. Temperatures will be near 60, very little temperature change. It's not going to be that cold for tomorrow. Here's where the rain is right now, out near Memphis and out over Arkansas too, and they're lifting off towards the north and the east. Some of the stuff over Arkansas are thunderstorms. The showers out near Memphis, they're not that bad. And there were some showers off to the north of us right now, and they're not going to affect us. But here's Vipercast, 7 o'clock in the morning, light rain showers popping up, southerly winds a little brisk. By noon, plenty of rain out there. Throughout the afternoon, plenty of rain. This is 5. The heaviest rain is already passed. And after 5 o'clock, we'll start to see those rain showers end. And we'll start to see some clearing come in too. And without partly cloudy to cloudy skies coming up into Wednesday, and then probably into Thursday about the same thing. Total amounts of rain, we can see up to an inch. And I'll give you the complete 7-day forecast and tell you when the real cold air is coming in just a bit.
Paul, thank you. The top 10 artists remaining on The Voice performed live tonight, including Lee University alum Brooke Simpson.
She really brought the house down tonight
She's
with
amazing.
a different song, I believe. But America voted to keep her on in the competition last week. She sang Amazing Grace. In addition, the voice got into the holiday spirit with a performance by Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani. They sang their holiday hit, You Make It Feel Like Christmas. 2 singers will be sent home this week. There's still time to vote. We have a link set up at WRCBTV.com. The top 8 artists will be announced tomorrow night at 8 o'clock right here on Channel 3.
And when we come back at 11, several children were injured when a school bus crashed into a house in Florida.
Plus, a couple of thieves got away with a few Christmas decorations, but not before capturing the moment on camera. We'll bring you details. The driver of a school bus crashed into a Florida home. It left 1 child hospitalized and injured 10 students. This incident happened around 20 to 9 this morning. They say the bus was involved in a collision with a car, and the bus veered into the home. The driver veered that bus into the home. Footage showed the front of the school bus smashed through the front of the home. Another car at the scene was also damaged. You see there. According to authorities, there were 30 students or so on the bus at the time of the crash.
The case of a stolen nutcracker was cracked wide open when the thieves turned themselves in to police in eastern Ohio. One of the thieves snapped a selfie with the David Bowie themed decoration, posting it online. Security camera video shows 2 people taking the life-sized sign of the season from a Nutcracker Village on Saturday. They went to police hours later and they each face a theft charge.
What started as a happy little walk turned out to be a life or death ordeal in Canada last week. The owners of a German Shepherd mix let the dog off their leash as they walked along the creek in the town of Swift Current. The dog began walking on the frozen creek, but you see they fell through some thin, slushy ice. Firefighters arrived. One firefighter gently moved across the ice on his stomach. 2 others held a rope tied around the rescuing firefighter. He pulled the dog from the ice and moved back to shore.
Wow.
The dog has a story now.
Yeah.
Coming up on Eyewitness News at 11, embattled Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore has been officially endorsed by the president.
This comes on the heels of several sexual misconduct allegations against Moore. We have details next.
With coverage you can count on, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
With just over a week to go until the critical Alabama special Senate election, President Trump has given his full endorsement to Republican Roy Moore, who's been accused of sexual misconduct by a number of women, including with an underage teen.
Well, tonight, one of his accusers is coming forward with what she calls new evidence. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is in Alabama with the latest.
Go get him, Roy. That's what Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore says President Trump told him today by phone.
I said that, I support his making America great again. And
the president's most robust endorsement of the controversial former judge facing multiple allegations of sexual misconduct, including with a 14-year-old girl almost 40 years ago.
Look, he denies it.
After previously offering cautious support, today the president tweeted Democrats' refusal to give even one vote for massive tax cuts is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama.
I do not know any of these women.
One woman, Debbie Gibson, who claims Moore dated her when she was 17 and he was in his 30s, now offering new evidence to the Washington Post that they did know each other, a signed card.
I know that you'll be a success in anything you do.
Much like Mr. Trump, who as a candidate was accused by more than a dozen women of sexual assault or misconduct,
We can stand up.
Moore remains defiant.
in fact, I owe nothing to anybody, contributors or anybody else, only to the people of Alabama.
Democrat Doug Jones now trailing Moore by 6 percentage points in one recent poll.
Roy Moore is nowhere to be seen. Still under wraps.
71% of Alabama Republicans say they do not believe Roy Moore's accusers. Pastor David Ganella and his congregation are furious with not just Democrats, but establishment Republicans.
I said they're a bunch of sissies. They cave in so easily.
Washington is not going to tell Alabama what to do.
That was Gabe Gutierrez.
Excuse me. Former White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon is preparing to campaign for Moore tomorrow. The Alabama special election between Moore and Democrat Doug Jones will be held Tuesday, December 12th.
The Supreme Court has handed President Trump a victory related to the latest version of his travel ban. In an unsigned order, the court says that ban can go into effect while challenges continue to be heard in lower federal courts. This version of the ban allows travel restrictions on citizens from 8 countries, even if they have personal relationships with people in America. It's the third attempt at a travel ban by the Trump administration. 1 year after the Ocoee, Tennessee post office was destroyed by a tornado, many still have to go out of their ways to get their mail. A new post office has been built where the old one stood, but no mail is coming in or going out. The U.S. Postal Service officials are still sorting out the details of the project. Michael Price lives in Old Fort and has been using the P.O. box for several years. He says driving 10 miles to Benton has been a bit of a hassle and can often take 20 to 30 minutes, not to mention the extra gas.
It takes a little extra time and, convenience of gas and everything like that. So, yeah, it'd be a lot more convenient if we had our own post office back.
The postmaster in Benton says Ocoee's mail carrier has been running her route from the Benton office since the tornado. When asked when the new post office could open, no one in Polk County or the Postal Service seems to know. When a timeline is set, though, we will let you know.
Tomorrow, the Chattanooga Food Bank is accepting donations right here at Channel 3. They're asking for just a $3 donation to help ahead of the Channel 3 Share Your Christmas Food Drive on Friday. Volunteers will be here at Channel 3 to answer your calls from 4:30 tomorrow morning until 6:30 tomorrow night. You can call the number on your screen, 266-LIVE, 266-5483. Go to our website, WRCBTV.com, for more details. Now we want to check in with Paul Barris. It's going to be a cold one on Friday.
Yes, it will, Cindy. You'll probably see some flurries, too. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Warm days are ending. Rainy day tomorrow, maybe even a thunderstorm, and then it's really going to start to turn colder every day, a little bit colder. You can see those clouds are really thickening up. That's what all the colors are indicating. When you see the reds and the yellows, it means the clouds are really starting to rise. And those are some thunderstorms that are approaching along the Mississippi River Valley. So there's plenty of moisture heading our way. It's already cloudy right now, and you see that line of thunderstorms on the radar now. The severe thunderstorm watches are over, but there were reports of hail with these storms earlier on. So it's not impossible we could have some rumbling tomorrow. And the blizzard warnings have ended, but they still have winter storm warnings up over the northern plains where all the real cold air is. 54 in Cleveland, 57 Dalton, 59 in the city. And right now in Murphy, it's 42 where they have just a little bit partly cloudy skies. Everybody else is clouding up pretty fast. And the winds are out of the south at 6. 66 and 39, the high and the low for today. And we had temperatures into the 60s, almost to near 70. Like Chatsworth, 68, mid to upper 60s again across much of our southern viewing area. 66 Dalton. Cleveland had 67. North Chattanooga, 66. 57 Mowbray Mountain. Red Bank had 67. Trenton, 68. Saudi Daisy, 65 for a high today. Along the Squatchy River Valley, mid to upper 60s, near 60 in the Cumberland Plateau, 70 in Etowah, 62 out near Murphy, Riceville, 66. Tomorrow morning, this is 7 o'clock, this is the cold front. Chattanooga right here, this is over middle Tennessee. We're going to see that rain starting to spread in. And most of it's going to be probably after 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then throughout the early afternoon, by the latter part of the afternoon, a lot of it will be ending, pushing off towards the east. By Wednesday morning, the rain's pretty much over with. And then a little shot of moisture could move in some of our North Georgia counties coming up on Wednesday. But another cold front approaches, and we're going to see partly cloudy to cloudy skies again, probably right into Thursday. And then colder air was going to come in for the weekend, too. Right now, Vipercast is painting close to 3/4 of an inch of rain. Probably between a ½ inch and an inch is a real good bet, unless you get under a thunderstorm, maybe a little bit more. Tonight, 54, plenty of clouds, and a southerly wind at 10 to 15. Now, tomorrow, the one thing that have changed, they're going to increase the wind speed at 15 to 20. It's going to be breezy, rainy, foggy. The fog will be mainly in the mountains with 60 for the high. Then tomorrow night, showers and still a good breeze out of the northwest with 37. And the 7-day forecast shows that decreasing tendency for the temperatures. And we get to 52 Wednesday, 47 Thursday, 44 Friday. And by Saturday, we're going to see snow showers. Friday, probably just flurries. But could be a dusting on some of the higher elevations Saturday, and 24 Sunday morning.
Oh.
Bone chilling.
24 is bone chilling.
Thank you, Mike.
Next in sports, more reason to celebrate for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Plus, Hall of Famer Jim Foster lets loose a Hall of Fame soundbite in regards to the latest Top 25 rankings. Paul Shaheen will bring it to you next.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kirby Smart said Georgia would celebrate their SEC title only until the selection show started Sunday at noon. Well, it's Monday, and there's still reason to celebrate in Athens. A pair of Bulldogs have earned major SEC honors. Today, Kirby Smart was named SEC Coach of the Year. The award bumped his bonus up to $500,000. Georgia linebacker Roquan Smith was named SEC Defensive Player of the Year. There he is, holding the SEC MVP award. Now, also worth noting, Auburn running back Kerryon Johnson was named SEC Offensive Player of the Year. More coaching news. The Tennessee Volunteers do not have a head coach, but since Phil Fulmer took over on Friday, no one has turned it down, and that's a positive, right? According to multiple reports, Fulmer has interviewed a handful of candidates, and he is saying, well, reports are saying, rather, that he plans to have a head coach named by tomorrow night. Now, the list of notables he has talked with includes Les Miles, Auburn defensive coordinator Kevin Steele, SMU head coach Chad Morris, but not limited to just those three names. I was told last week that Fulmer would target Kevin Steele, and if that was the case, it would include T. Martin on the offensive staff. GridironNow.com reports the same notion, but adds that Les Miles would likely do the same, hiring T as an offensive coordinator. In the SEC West, former Florida State head coach Jim Bo Fisher was introduced today as the new head coach at Texas A&M. Fisher resigned from FSU 3 days ago and officially signed the richest college football contract ever. 10 years, $75 million. Meanwhile, Auburn head coach Gus Malzahn turned down Arkansas and signed a raise with the Tigers. 7 years, $49 million for Gus. The Chattanooga Mocs are maybe the hottest mid-major women's basketball team in the nation. They beat Indiana, Georgetown, Auburn, and Northwestern in the span of 7 days. Yet they're not ranked in the latest top 25.
You know, those schools, they don't want us around. They make it very obvious that they don't want us around. They got their own leagues named after TV stations. That's what they want. They want that elitism. We'll walk around with a chip on our shoulder. We'll walk around with an attitude of we don't care what you want. We're not going to give it to you easily. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all. You can catch the UTC women in action Sunday with Virginia Tech inside McKenzie Arena at 3:30. And remember, the Mocs started the season 0-3, but have ripped off 6 straight very impressive wins since. If you ask Foster, the reason is simple. The reason? Fewer turnovers.
Yeah, we throw the ball to the same color uniform now.
Helps.
Yeah, the first 3 games we had a little male pattern color blindness, you know. We now can see better.
Perfectly explained by Jim Foster. More hoops. The Tennessee men have cracked the top 25 for the first time since December of 2010. The Bruce Pearl heyday. The Vols, who were picked to finish 13th in the SEC, are off to their best start in 7 seasons. They're 6-1, ranked 24th in the nation. They host Lipscomb on Saturday, and then a week from tonight, a big one, number 11, North Carolina on Monday inside Thompson Bowling Arena.
Which I think they're going to try to checkerboard like they do the football stadium.
Yes, they certainly are. That should be fun.
Coach Barnes has done it so quietly, the resurgence of Tennessee basketball.
That's sort of his style, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, this time tomorrow night could be in Knoxville with a soundbite from a new head coach, right? According to reports.
The saga will at least take a turn to the next page, not necessarily be over.
Please let it be.
Thanks, Paul. Paul Bears has your 7-day when we get back.
Well, we're going to see those rain showers start to move in for tomorrow. They'll be really scattered and light in the morning. And then later on in the day, they'll get a little heavier. May have some thunder and lightning with them too. Temperatures probably near 60 or into the low 60s, and slowly falling later in the day. And looks like dry weather through Wednesday and Thursday, maybe a flurry Friday. Better chance for snow showers Saturday. We really get cold over the weekend with those lows in the 20s, and that will continue into next week.
Paul, thank you. These never get old. A soldier who'd served nearly a year in Kuwait surprised his girlfriend. She, a Philadelphia 76ers dancer, he showed up during a game, of course.
After the first quarter of Saturday's Pistons-Sixers game, a message from the troops in Kuwait played inside the walls of the Fargo Center. The last message from Sergeant Elliot Burgos. But he wasn't overseas. Watch this. He was waiting in the wings to surprise her. There you see what she did when she heard the news. It's pretty awesome.
Good stuff. Like how they worked out the choreography there. Do you see the bouquet and the furry arm that grabbed him in Kuwait and drug him out onto the onto the floor there?
Very good.
Fun stuff. That'll do it for Eyewitness News at 11. You can join us anytime at WRCBTV.com.
Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.